Tashmad Shila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shila Gurudev Ki Jai Nitil Vishtam Vishnupad Ashtatara Tashmad Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitil Vishtam Vishnupad Ashtatara Tashmad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitil Vishtam Vishnupad Ashtatara Tashmad Bhakti Vedanta Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitil Vishtam Vishnupad Ashtatara Tashmad Bhakti Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitil Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gorkshadas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nitil Pravishta Shila Satcharanda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Nitil Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Padadas Raghunath Shara Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai Nama Chai Das Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Kshetra Mandal Gaura Mandal Braja Mandal Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Sarva Abhishta Bharata Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda Ki Jai Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. One second. Dandavat pranams Rup Manjari Didi and Gargaraji Ganga Didi, Shash Sharma Ji and Madhavi Didi. Dandavat pranams all of you. And I'll check back who comes back on when we finish Mangalacharan. And Raseshwari Mataji, Hari Bolo. What the heck? How did that get all? Okay, I need to figure this out. What on earth just happened? How come it's all like inverted, right? The colors? That's so bizarre. I don't know what to do. Did I click on something? Let me try again. What? Oh god, that's really weird. Okay. Not captions, graphics. I don't know what happened. Oh, that's so frustrating. Anyways, okay. That's not very nice on the eye. Anyways, I don't want to waste any more time, but okay. Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tar Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam dvaipayano viraha katara ajuhava putreti tanmayataya taravo bhinedu sangsarva bhuta hridayam unimanatosmi narayanam namaskrityam narang chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye. Shrinvatang Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridantasto Hyabhadrani Vidhunoti Suhritsatam Nashta Prayashvabhadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tvam Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Kshiptashtakama Ditaranga Madhe Kripa Mai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Is that really annoying to look at? The colors inverted like that? I mean, I think it's going to take me too while to figure it out. Okay. Okay, that's good. Let's see if your comments are okay. It's not my computer that's like that. It's actually just the share screen. Dandavat pranams Indira Mataji. So yeah, it's not actually a problem for me. I was just kind of thinking of you guys having to look at pink and like really bright aqua color. But that's convenient for me. Okay, so I thought just to go over, we don't have that many words to read today, so we have extra time. So I thought maybe this might be a good chance to just recap everything again quickly. So Shukadeva Goswami described how Lord Vishnu as the Manvantar Ajita performed the pastimes of churning the milk ocean in the 6th Manvantar, the Chakshusha Manvantar. Once Durvasa Muni was pleased to offer Indra a garland from his own neck. Indra, being too puffed up, took the garland and disrespectfully placed it on the trunk of his elephant Airavat, who then smashed it under his feet. Being insulted in this way, Durvasa cursed Indra to be poverty-stricken. Thereby, Mother Lakshmi, the very source of all opulences, disappeared along with Airavata and other riches. Eventually, the demigods were defeated by the demons and lost their positions in heaven. The demigods approached Lord Brahma, who then took them to Shvetadvip, the abode of Lord Vishnu, in the ocean of milk. Brahma offered prayers to Lord Vishnu, praising his divine attributes and his universal form. Lord Vishnu then appeared to him with the brilliance of 1,000 rising suns. The all-knowing divine diplomat, Lord Vishnu, addressed the demigods. You should make a truce, a sandhi, with the demigods and try to produce nectar by churning the milk ocean, drinking which one becomes immortal. Be agreeable to and accommodative of the proposals of the demons. When you churn the milk ocean, Kalakut poison will emanate. Don't be afraid of it. Many other products will appear. Don't be greedy for them or become angry. The demigods approached Bali, the king of the demons. Some aggressive demons were ready to kill the demigods, but Bali forbade them. Indra then politely submitted the proposal. Conspiringly, the demons thought that they could take all the nectar produced from the churning and thus agreed to the proposal. The demigods too had similar intentions, But the difference between the demigods and the demons was that the demigods were devotees of Lord Vishnu, and the demons didn't care for the Lord. Nothing is possible without God's grace. Oh, and just a quick question. Dandavat pranams Prajumna Prabhu and Mantramurti Mataji. Another question. Yes, Pali the Vaishnav. He's one of the 12 Mahajans. Another question. Is the sound okay? Because I've, yeah, is it louder now? Because I changed the settings. But anyhow, yeah, let me know if the sound's okay. Thereafter, the demigods and demons uprooted Mandara mountain and tried to take it to, they tried to take it to the site of Churning at the Milk Ocean. In the Milk Ocean. The heavy golden mountain, however, fell down, breaking their limbs. Lord Vishnu then appeared on Garuda and revived the demigods and demons with his glance. He placed the mountain on the back of Garuda and reached the Milk Ocean. The Lord then asked, didn't fall now. Anyways, whatever. The Lord then asked Garuda to leave because Garuda eats big snakes, and the snake Vasuki, the companion of Lord Shiva, was to be used as the rope for churning. Garuda obediently departed, and the demigods and the demons summoned Vasuki, promising him a share of the nectar. Lord Ajita grabbed the front portion of Vasuki, and the demigods followed him. The proud demons protested at this, rejecting the tail as inauspicious. Without discussion, the Lord and the demigods held the tail of Vasuki. The churning began. Because Mount Mandara didn't have support from the bottom, it sank to the ocean floor. Then Lord Vishnu expanded himself as a gigantic tortoise, Kurma, and lifted the mountain. Resting on Kurma's back, the mountain extended for 800,000 miles like an island. The Lord also appeared in a 1,000-handed form, Sahasra Bahu, to hold the mountain at the top, keeping it in place. The churning started again. The rolling mountain scratching Lord Kurma's back gave him a pleasing sensation. There's a picture of it. Sahasra Bahu, Kurma, and Ajita. There are already 3 forms of the Lord there. Seeing the fatigue of the demigods and the demons, Lord Vishnu then empowered and encouraged the demigods, and Vasuki, with the qualities of goodness, passion, and ignorance, respectively. Vasuki, with his thousands of mouths, breathed smoke and fire. The demons appeared to be burnt, and even the demigods were affected. Then, by the Lord's arrangement, clouds poured rain and breezes began to blow, carrying particles of water from the sea waves. Lord Ajita also personally joins the churning. Thus, from conceiving the plan of Samudra Manthan, churning the Milk Ocean, the Lord assisted and led the demigods and demons throughout its execution in every possible way. Churned with great force, the ocean became turbulent and the aquatics became agitated. A dangerous poison called hala hala, which started spreading in all directions, was first produced. Feeling unsheltered, the demigods, along with Lord Vishnu, approached Lord Shiva on Kailash, seeking his protection. Although Lord Vishnu could himself counteract the poison, he wished to give credit to his dear devotee Shiva. Compassionate Shiva then took the widespread poison into his palms and drank it. Okay, so that's where we got to now. Okay, it's better when I get closer to the mic. I will do that. All right, so let's continue from here. Let's just quickly see here. Okay, so in this chapter, Lord Vishnu's multiple roles in the Samudra Manthan. We just read about that. Then the hala hala poison appears as the first product. The milk ocean becomes turbulent and gives poison, and all the demigods. Okay, and then the demigods offer prayers to Lord Shiva, and we didn't finish that, right? We read, what did we read up to? We read up 31. Okay. So the demigods glorify Lord Shiva as the protector, liberator Brahman, the original cause of the Vedas, and the total of everything in the universe. And now we're going to read. The demigods praise the inconceivable activities of Shiva and request him to destroy the poison. That's what we're reading now. Kamadvara Tripura Kala Garyadaneka Bhuttadruha Kshapayata Stutaye Natate Yastvanta Kala Idamatma Kritam Swanetra Vani Spulinga Shikaya Bhasitam Naveda. When annihilation is performed by the flames and sparks emanating from your eyes, the entire creation is burned to ashes. Nonetheless, you do not know how this happens. What then is to be said of your destroying the Daksha Yajna, the Tripura Sura, and the Kalakuta poison? Such activities cannot be subject matters for prayers offered to you. Purport. Since Lord Shiva considers the great acts he performs to be very unimportant. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Since Lord Shiva considers the great acts he performs to be very unimportant, what was to be said of counteracting the strong poison produced by the churning? The demigods indirectly prayed that Lord Shiva counteract the Kalakuta poison, which was spreading throughout the universe. Etatma Rama Gurubir Hiti Chintayangri Dandantarantamumaya tapasabhitam Katanta ugra paurusham niratang shmasashane tenunam uttim avidangstavahata. Exalted, self-satisfied persons who preach to the entire world think of your lotus feet within their hearts. However, when persons who do not know your austerity see you moving with Uma, they misunderstand you to be lusty, or when they see you wandering in a crematorium, they mistakenly think that you are ferocious and envious. Certainly, they are shameless. They cannot understand your activities. Purport. Lord Shiva is the topmost Vaishnava, Vaishnavanam yata Shambhu. It is therefore said, Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra Vigye na Bhujai. Even the most intelligent person cannot understand what a Vaishnav like Lord Shiva is doing or how he is acting. Those who are conquered by lusty desires and anger cannot estimate the glories of Lord Shiva, whose position is always transcendental. In all the activities, In all the activities associated with lusty desires, Lord Shiva is an implement of Atma Rama. Ordinary persons, therefore, should not try to understand Lord Shiva and his activities. One who tries to criticize the activities of Lord Shiva is shameless. Tatasate sad asato parata parasya Nanja sarupa gamane prabhavanti bhumna pramadaya kim uta sangstavane vayangtu tat sarga vishaya apishakti matram. Even personalities, Rama and other demigods cannot understand your position, for you are beyond the moving and non-moving creation. Since no one can understand you in truth, how can one offer you prayers? It is impossible. As far as we are concerned, we are creatures of Lord Brahma's creation. Under the circumstances, therefore, we cannot offer you adequate prayers. But as far as our ability allows, we have expressed our feelings. Etat parang prapasyamo na parang te maheshwara mridanaya hilokasya vyaktiste vyaktakarmana. O greatest of all rulers, your actual identity is impossible for us to understand. As far as we can see, your presence brings flourishing happiness to everyone. Beyond this, no one can appreciate your activities. We can see this much and nothing more. Purport. When the demigods offered these prayers to Lord Shiva, their purpose was to please him so that they would rectify the disturbing situation created by the halahala poison. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.20, Kamastaister hirta jnana prapadante nyadevata. When one worships demigods, this is certainly because of deep-rooted desires he once fulfilled by the mercy of those demigods. People are generally attached to the worship of demigods for some motive. Pradyumna Prabhu, you want to know where this occurred? This was in whatchamacallit, in the Shvetadvip, within this material universe, in the Milk Ocean. Okay. Shivacha. Oh wait, I wanted to check. That's why I came here. I wanted to check some. Just wanted to check the audio is okay. It is correct. Shri Shuka Uvacha Tarviksha Vyasanam Tasam Kripaya Brisha Pidita Sarvabhuta Surideva Idamaha Satim Priyam. Srila Shukadev Goswami continued, Lord Shiva is always benevolent toward all living entities. When he saw that the living entities were very much disturbed by the poison, which was spreading everywhere, he was very compassionate. Thus he spoke to his eternal consort Sati as follows. Shri Shiva Uvacha Aho bata bhavanyetat prajanam pashyavaishasam kshiroda mantanod bhutat kalakutar upastitam. Lord Shiva said, My dear just see how these living entities have been placed in danger because of the poison produced from the churning of the ocean of milk. Asamprana paripsunam vidheyam abhayam hime etavan hi prabhor arto yadina paripalanam. It is my duty to give protection and safety to all living entities struggling for existence. Certainly, it is the duty of the Master to protect his suffering dependents. Pranay svai pranay panti sadhavakshana bhangurai badavaireshu bhuteshu mohiteshvatmamayaya. People in general, being bewildered by the illusory and supreme personality of Godhead, are always engaged in animosity toward one another. But devotees, even at the risk of their own temporary lives, try to save them. This is a characteristic of a Vaishnava, paradukha dukhi. A Vaishnava is always unhappy to see the conditioned souls unhappy. Otherwise, he has no business teaching them how to become happy. In materialistic life, people must certainly engage in activities of animosity. Materialistic life is therefore compared to samsara davanala, a blazing forest fire that automatically takes place. Lord Shiva and his followers in the Parampara system try to save people from this dangerous condition of materialistic life. This is the duty of devotees following the principles of Lord Shiva and belonging to the Rudra Sampradaya. There are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, and the Rudra Sampradaya is one of them because Lord Shiva, Rudra, is the best of the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Indeed, as we shall see, Lord Shiva drank all the poison for the benefit of humanity. Pungsa kripayato bhadre sarvatma priyate hari prite haro bhagav priye ham sachara tasmad idangaram bhunje prajanam swastirastu me. My dear gentle wife, Bhvānī, when one performs benevolent activities for others, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, is very pleased. And when the Lord is pleased, I am also pleased, along with all other living creatures. Therefore, let me drink this poison, for all the living entities may thus become happy because of me. Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Amantra Bhagavan Bhavanim Vishvabhavana Tarvisham Jagdumare Arebhe Prabhava Gyanvamodata. Srila Shukadev Goswami continues, after informing Bhvānī in this way, Lord Shiva began to drink the poison, and Bhvānī, who knew perfectly well the capabilities of Lord Shiva, gave him her permission to do so. So the husband always has to get permission from the wife to do things like big things like this. Tata karatali kritya vyapi hala halang visham abhakshayan mahadeva kripaya bhuta bhavana. Thereafter, Lord Shiva, who is dedicated to auspicious benevolent work for humanity, compassionately took the whole quantity of poison in his palm and drank it. Purport. Although there was such a great quantity of poison that it spread all over the universe, Lord Shiva has such great power that he reduced the poison to a small quantity so that he could hold it in his palm. One should not try to imitate Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva can do whatever he likes, but those who try to imitate Lord Shiva by smoking ganja and other poisonous things will certainly be killed because of such activities. Tasyapi darshayam asa swaviryam jalakalmashaha yachakara gale nilam tacha sadhor vibhushanam. As if in defamation, the poison born from the ocean of milk manifested its potency by marking Lord Shiva's neck with a bluish line. That line, however, is now accepted as an ornament of the Lord. Tapyante lokpena sadhava prayaso jana paramaradhanam tadhi purushasya kilatmana. It is said that great personalities almost always accept voluntary suffering because of the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. Purport. Here's an explanation of how those engaged in activities for the welfare of others are very quickly recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 18:68-69, Yad idam paramam guhyam mar bhakteshva bhidasyati. Na chatasman manusheshu kashchan me priyakritama. One who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying me by worship. There are different kinds of welfare activities in this material world, but the supreme welfare activity is the spreading of Krishna consciousness. Other welfare activities cannot be effective, for the laws of nature and the results of karma cannot be checked. It is destiny or the laws of karma that one must suffer or enjoy. For instance, if one is given a court order, he must accept it, whether it brings suffering or profit. Similarly, everyone is under obligations to karma and its reactions. No one can change this. Therefore, the Shastra says, Tasyaiva hetuprayateta kovido nalabhyate yad brahmatam uparyada. It's Bhagavad Gita 1:5-18. One should endeavor for that which is never obtained by wandering up and down in the universe. Which is never obtained by wandering up and down the universe as a result of the reactions of karma. What is that? One should endeavor to become Krishna conscious. If one tries to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, he should be understood to be performing the best welfare activity. the Lord is automatically very pleased with him. If the Lord is pleased with him, what is left for him to achieve? If one has been recognized by the Lord, even if he does not ask the Lord for anything, the Lord, who is within everyone, supplies him with whatever he wants. This is also confirmed on Bhagavad Gita, Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshema Vahamyaham. Again, as stated here, Tapyante Lokatapena Sadhava Prayasho Jana. The best welfare activity is raising people to the platform of Krishna consciousness, since the conditioned souls are suffering for want of Krishna consciousness. The Lord himself also comes to mitigate the suffering of humanity. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadanam sajamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya tatushkritam dharma sangstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever and wherever there's a decline of religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of your religion, at that time I descend myself to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I advance myself, millennium after millennium. Bhagavad Gita 478. All the Shastras conclude, therefore, that spreading the Krishna consciousness movement is the best welfare activity in the world. Because of the ultimate benefit this bestows upon people in general, the Lord very quickly recognizes such service performed by a devotee. My phone keeps ringing. I'm just wondering if it's anything anybody hears. Okay. Nishamya karma tachambur deva devasya medusha praja dakshayani brahma vaikuntascha shasham shire. Upon hearing of this act, everyone, including Bhvānī, the daughter of Maharaj Daksha, Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and the people in general, very highly praised this deed performed by Lord Śiva, who is worshipped by the demigods and who bestows benedictions upon the people. Praskanam pibata paner yatkinchij jagruhu smatat vrishchikahi vishoshadhyo andashukaschaye pare. Scorpions, cobras, poisonous drugs, and other animals whose bites are poisonous took the opportunity to drink whatever little poison had fallen and scattered from Lord Shiva's hands while he was drinking. Purport. Mosquitoes, jackals, dogs, and other varieties of dandashuka, or animals whose bites are poisonous, drank the poison from the Samudra Manthan, the churned ocean. Since it was available after it fell from the palms of Lord Śiva. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 8th canto, 7th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled Lord Śiva Saves the Universe by Drinking Poison. Okay, we're going to read the first 8 verses of the 8th chapter. The churning of the milk ocean. This chapter describes how the goddess of fortune appeared during the churning of the ocean of milk, and how she accepted Lord Vishnu as her husband. As described later in the chapter, when Dhanvantari appeared with a pot of nectar, the demons immediately snatched it from him. But Lord Vishnu appeared as the incarnation Mohini, the most beautiful woman in the world, just to captivate the demons and save the nectar for the demigods. Lord Śiva drank all the poison. Both the demigods and demons took courage and resumed their activities of churning. Because of this churning, first a Surabhi cow was produced. Great saintly persons accepted this cow to derive clarified butter from its milk, and offered this clarified butter in oblations for great sacrifices. Thereafter, a horse named Uchai-Shrava was generated. This horse was taken by Bali Maharaj. Then there appeared Airavat and other elephants that could go anywhere in any direction, and she-elephants also appeared. But Airavat was already there in this story. Airavat appeared a second time? Because, right, Durvasa Rishi gave the garlands to Indra, and Indra puts the garland in Airavat. Anyways. The gem known as Kostuba was also generated, and Lord Vishnu took that gem and placed it on his chest. Thereafter, a Parijat flower and the Apsaras, beautiful women in the universe, were generated. Then the goddess of fortune Lakshmi appeared. The demigods, great sages, Gandharvas, and others offered her their respectful worship. The goddess of fortune could not find anyone to accept as her husband. At last, she selected Lord Vishnu to be her master. Lord Vishnu gave her a place to stay everlastingly at his chest. Because of the combination of Lakshmi and Narayan, all who were present, including the demigods and people in general, were very pleased. The demons, however, being neglected by the goddess of fortune, were very depressed. Then Varuni, the goddess of fortune, of drinking, the goddess of drinking was generated, and by the order of Lord Vishnu, the demons accepted her. Then, and Varuni is also the consort of Baladev Prabhu, right? Maybe this is her expansion. Demons and demigods with renewed energy began to churn again. This time, a partial incarnation of Lord Vishnu called Dhanvantari appeared. He was very beautiful, and he carried a jug containing nectar. The demons immediately snatched the jug from Dhanvantari's hands and began to run away, and the demigods, being very morose, took shelter of Vishnu. After the demons snatched the jug from Dhanvantari, they began to fight among themselves. Lord Vishnu solaced the demigods, who therefore did not fight, but remained silent. While the fighting was going on among the demons, the Lord himself appeared as the incarnation Mohini, the most beautiful woman in the universe. Okay. Shishuka uvacha pite gare vishankena pritaste manava mamantus tarasa sindhum havirdhani tato bhavat. Shukadev Goswami continued. Upon Lord Shiva's drinking the poison, both the demigods and demons, being very pleased, began to churn the ocean with renewed vigor. As a result of this, there appeared a cow known as Surabhi. The Surabhi cow is described as purport. The Surabhi cow is described as Havirdhani, the source of butter. Butter, when clarified by melting, produces ghee, or clarified butter, which is inevitably necessary for performing great ritualistic sacrifices. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 18.5, Yagya dana tapa karma na tyajam karyam eva tat. Sacrifice, charity, and austerity are essential to keep human society perfect in prosperity. Yagya, the performance of sacrifice, is essential. To perform yagya, clarified butter is absolutely necessary. And to get clarified butter, milk is necessary. Milk is produced when there are sufficient cows. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita 18.44, cow protection is recommended. Krishi go raksha vanijam vaishya karma subhavajam. Tam agnihotrim rishyo jagrihur brahmavadina yagyasya devayanasya medhaya havishe nripa. O King Parikshit, great sages who were completely aware of the Vedic ritualistic ceremony took charge of that Surabhi cow, which produced all the yogurt, milk, and ghee absolutely necessary for offering oblations into the fire. They did this just for the sake of pure ghee, which they wanted performance of sacrifices to elevate themselves to the higher planetary systems, up to Brahmaloka. Purport. Surabhi cows are generally found on the Vaikuntha planets. As described in Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna on his planet Goloka Vrindavan engages in tending the Surabhi cows. Surabhir Abhipalayantam. Brahma Samhita 29. These cows are the Lord's pet animals. From the Surabhi cows, one can take as much milk as one needs, and one may milk these cows as many times as he desires. In other words, the Surabhi cow can yield milk unlimitedly. Milk is necessary for the performance of yajna. Sages know how to use milk to elevate human society to the perfection of life. Since cow protection is recommended everywhere in the Shastras, the Brahmavadis took charge of the Surabhi cow, in which the demons were not very interested. Tata Ucha Shavanama Haya Bhuj Chandra Pandura Tasmin Bali Spriham Chakre Nendra Ishvara Shikshaya. Thereafter, a horse named Uchashrava, which was as white as the moon, was generated. Bali Maharaj desired to possess this horse, and Indra, the king of heaven, did not protest, for he had previously been so advised by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tata Airavato Nama Varanendro Vinirgata Dantaishchatubhir Shvetadrer Haran Bhagavato Mahim. As the next result of the churning, the king of elephants named Airavata was generated. This elephant was white, and with its 4 tusks, it defied the glories of Kailas mountain, the glorious abode of Lord Shiva. Airavanadayas tvashto digaja abhavangstata abhramu prabhritayos stoscha karinyastva bhavam nripa. Thereafter, O king, 8 great elephants which could go in any direction were generated. They were headed by Airavan. 8 she-elephants headed by Abhramu were also generated. The names of the 8 elephants were Airavan, Pundarik, Vamana, Kumuda, Anjana, Pushpadanta, Sarvabhauma, and Supratika. Kostu bhakyam abudratnam parmarago mahodadhe tasmin manos priham chakre vaksho lankarane hari tato bhavat parijata suraloka vibhushanam purayatyarthino yorthai sharbhuvi yata bhavam. Sorry, one second. Generated thereafter from the great ocean were the celebrated gems Kostubhamani and the Parmaragamani. Interesting. Anyways, sorry. Okay, Lord Vishnu, to decorate his chest, desired to possess them. Generated next was the Parijata flower, which decorates the celestial planets. O king, as you fulfill the desires of everyone on this planet by fulfilling all ambitions, the Parijata fulfills the desires of everyone. Sorry, I need to look at this Sanskrit. Okay. Sorry. Our Sanskrit reading in the Sarveshwar Sandhi section, it talked about the Manivadis, which don't undergo any Sandhi. I'll have to look this up later. Never mind, I'm not going to get into the details of that. Tataschap saraso jata nishka kantya suvasasa ramanya swarginam valgu gati lila valokanai. Next there appeared the Apsaras, who are used as prostitutes on the heavenly planets. They were fully decorated with golden ornaments and lockets, and were dressed in fine and attractive clothing. The Apsaras moved very freely in an attractive style that bewilders the inhabitants of the heavenly planets. Tatascha virabhutkshakshat Shri Rama Bhagavat Para Ranjayanti Disha Kantya Vidyut Sodhamaniyata. Then there appeared the goddess of fortune, Rama, who is absolutely dedicated to being enjoyed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She appeared like electricity, surpassing the lightning that might illuminate a marble mountain. Purport. Shri means opulence. Krishna is the owner of all opulences. Bhoktaram yagatam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatam shantimrichati. This peace formula for the world is given in Bhagavad Gita 5.29. When people know that the Supreme Lord Krishna is the Supreme Enjoyer, the Supreme Proprietor, and the most intimate, well-wishing friend of all living entities, peace and prosperity will ensue all over the world. Unfortunately, the conditioned souls, being placed into illusion by the external energy of the Lord, want to fight with one another. Therefore, peace is disturbed. The first prerequisite for peace is that all the wealth, the goddess of fortune, be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everyone should give up his false proprietorship over worldly possessions and offer everything to Krishna. This is the teaching of the Krishna consciousness movement. What is Ayappa? I've never even heard of it. And so let's see what we're reading tomorrow. Tomorrow, oops, we're in the wrong chapter. Okay. So we read the different products of the Samudra Manthan just now, and tomorrow we will read the appearance and marriage of Lakshmi Devi, and the appearance of nectar, and the appearance of Mohini Murti. Right? Are we finishing up the chapter? Let's see. Yep, we're gonna complete the next chapter tomorrow. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. I just figured out something, and Dita Mataji will be happy about this. See, the screen's weird, but I'm not sure if you can see my cursor right here. This is, so now I can make it loud enough. So I'll make it, now I don't think there'll be a problem with the volume. This is good, right? This is a good... Jai Shri Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Nitila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatarashatashmar Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Nitila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatarashatashmar Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatarashatashmar Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatarashatashmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatarashatashmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitila Pravishta Maha-Bhagavat Srila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitila Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Nitila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Padadash Raghunath Shar Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. Naam Acharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय. श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जाय. सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय. श्री राधा कुंद श्यामा कुंद की जाय. श्री मुन देवी गंगा देवी की जाय. श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय. श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय. श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जाय. श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम की जाय. समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय. श्रीनिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि वो. वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवाय कृष्ण भक्ति प्रद देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Dandavat pranams, everybody. See you all tomorrow. I don't know. I never knew anything about Ayappa until just now. And so let's see if Rup Manjari or Prajumna Prabhu can answer that. Sure. All right. Hari Bol, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Oh, Pramila Didi is there. Hari Bol, Pramila Didi. Hare Krishna.